suggested by negative reviews. Companies that claim they offer the guaranteed lowest price are critiqued and reviewed much closer. Here at findadoc.com, this site will allow you to search and compare doctors in your area. After entering some information, they'll list doctors or dentists for you. This allows you to then further research reviews to find a physician that will help suit your interest.
This article is called Mining and Summarizing Customer Reviews. It's basically a case study. So the problem is with e-commerce, which is growing really rapidly. It causes the number of customer reviews that a product receives to increase at a really fast rate. And the difficulty this brings is for potential customers and manufacturers. For potential customers, it's because it's really difficult to read through sometimes hundreds or thousands of reviews to obtain a good holistic point of view of whether or not to purchase a product. And it's really difficult to just sort through so many hundreds, thousands of reviews. And for manufacturers, it's the merchant sites, since there are so many that sell the same product, and the manufacturer normally only produces many kinds of products. So these are the problems that we will be, the case study will be addressing. For this case study, they split out their experiment into 3 tasks. The first one is mining product features that have been commented on by customers. This basically made use of both data mining and natural language process techniques. The second one is identifying opinion sentences in each review and deciding whether or not they are positive or negative. In this task, they also broke it up into 3 subtasks, which basically the first one is to figure out if there are opinion words in the review, which are basically like adjectives such as good, awesome, bad, or this thing is horrible or whatever. And the second one is for each opinion word they would determine its semantic orientation, whether it's positive or negative. And depending on that, they would decide on the orientation of each sentence. And lastly, they would summarize the results and compare with their other results. Now, opinion sentences. They are basically a sentence if it contains one or more product features and one or more opinion words. And basically, they use this algorithm to determine if they're opinion sentences. And basically, it goes through 2 loops in this algorithm, and it loops through every single word in the sentence. And basically, if it contains a frequent feature, it extracts all the adjectives around it as opinion words. And then for each feature in the sentence, the nearby adjective is recorded as an effective opinion. And basically, the nearby adjective refers to like the adjacent adjectives and modifies the noun phrase that is a frequent feature. Now, for each feature, related opinion sentences are put into positive or negative categories according to the sentence orientation. All features are ranked according to frequency of appearance in reviews. And basically, if we look at this example, it's one of the features of a camera, and it talks about like the picture quality. And there are 12 positive reviews and only 2 negative reviews. We can see that if you only looked at only 1 review or 2 reviews, it'll be pretty difficult to determine if the picture quality is good. But through taking up all the different reviews, we are able to obtain a pretty solid review of whether the picture quality is good or not, because of the number of positive reviews about it or negative reviews to determine whether it's good or not. And basically they did this for various features, and they examined and compared the results and drew conclusions. So in conclusion, summarizing the reviews is not only useful for consumers but also product manufacturers, because it helps them to overall gauge like where the products are, and for the future they plan on improving and refining their techniques of determining whether a product has good ratings or bad ratings. And they are planning to look into monitoring customer reviews, which is really useful for manufacturers to know new positive or negative comments to better their products. And what I think is that, especially with like online review sites such as CNET, I think it's a really good tool to use because it combines all these customer reviews and averages them together. I'm not 100% sure how they average it, but it's a good way of figuring out if products are good or bad. So I think this is, there should be more sites like CNET to enable customers in figuring out if products are good or bad and whether or not to buy them. This is a case study called Case Amazon, Ratings and Reviews as part of Recommendations. This is a case study called Case Amazon, Ratings and Reviews as part of Recommendations. So in this study, they interviewed 6 participants who are actual users of Amazon. They range from age 33 to 44, working, educated, and experienced internet users. Their task is just to find a book online, and the site that they created for this experiment was is basically like Amazon. It included rating systems and a search insight feature. And basically they chose like the Amazon structure because of the availability of books that they usually have. And basically after each of the tests they would be asked several questions, and at the end of all 4 tests they would be interviewed. So for task 1, which was basically to buy a book, the tasks, these are the results as you can see from the table, and that all participants, they used more than one of the recommender features, which either was keyword search, use categories, or personal recommendations. Basically no feature was more popular than others. What changed was if the user knew what book he was going to get, whether to get it or not. Now for the second part, they talked about, asked them about the importance of the customer reviews that they viewed. And mostly, all of them, the customer reviews played a large role in whether or not they would buy the book. And mostly if they were negative reviews, they would have turned them off, and not so much because they had positive reviews that they bought them. Mostly the effects of customer reviews were to prevent them from buying a book or not. So keyword searches is the most common approach to finding new products. It's basically a good starting point to pinpoint what type of product that you want, and afterwards using like refined searches or sorting by category or by sorting by other means to better your search.